All right, Abby. That's fine, sure.
This past summer, I embarked on my 2-month Europe trip. This was the first time I was ever leaving the country, the first time I was flying on a plane for more than 6 hours, and the first time I was traveling completely alone. I didn't know anyone that was going to be in my study abroad group, and arriving in Italy was extremely nerve-wracking. I made many friends during the 5-week abroad trip and was waiting patiently for my best friend to arrive in Italy at the end of my studies. She was joining me for the last 3 weeks of my trip so that we could travel other places together in Europe before I went home, and she would stay to meet her parents to travel for another 2 weeks. Although I had gotten to travel to places like Rome, Florence, Venice, and the Amalfi Coast, and more places in Italy during my studies, I was excited to finally have a vacation in other places in Europe. We would be going to Santorini, Mykonos, Barcelona, and Ibiza. I have many memories that I will cherish forever from the entire trip, but one of my favorite memories was one that almost had me in tears while it was taking place. Fortunately, though, it brings laughter to me now looking back on it. Sierra, my best friend, had arrived in Orvieto, the small town I was living in Italy, for 5 weeks, the night before we were supposed to leave to Greece. We purchased our train ticket to Rome when she arrived, and we were set to leave at around 7 a.m. the next morning. The train station in Orvieto was at the bottom of the town, and I had lived at the top of it, so we had to take a funicular, which is a little trolley that's suspended from cables in order to go up and down steep hills. We took it from the top of the town to the bottom, and when it finally arrived, our train was supposed to arrive in 1 minute. We ran to the station with our 2 extra large suitcases and carry-ons, and when we got there, we thought we had missed the train because nobody was around. We had been sitting around at the platform for a few minutes in a panic when a voice speaking only in Italian came over the loudspeaker. I had to go to the front desk while Sierra stayed with the luggage to see what the announcement translated to. It turned out that our train was delayed an hour, which then turned into a 2-hour delay. We had very particularly planned our train ride to match up with our flight to Greece, meaning we left about a 2-hour span for instances like this, so you could say we were definitely stressed at this point. Our train finally arrived to take us to Rome, which was about 45 minutes away from Orvieto, but of course it was the slowest moving train of all time. When we finally made it to Rome, there was still one more bullet train that we had to take to get to the airport. Since we had all of the delays, we didn't have time to buy a ticket for the train that took us to the actual airport. We saw the train that was going to the airport and the doors were about to close on us, so we hopped in hopes that nobody would come around to check tickets. Unfortunately for us, we were the first people who got asked to show our tickets. An €80 fine later, we made it to the airport with about 20 minutes to spare to get to our gate. When we got to the ticket booth, Sierra showed her passport and was sent through to security, and I did not have it that easily. When I purchased my flight to Greece, I had my mom do it in America, and I don't know why, I can't remember. But she was supposed to put my full name on the ticket to match my passport, but she only put Abby Sable when she fully knows that my real name is Abigail Taylor Sable. So now I was sent to change the name on my ticket, another €50 out of my pocket, and now about 2 minutes to catch our plane. I sent my luggage through to get checked, and then we sprinted through the entire Rome airport to get to our gate. Our plane to Greece ended up having a 20-minute delay, meaning that we made it on time after all, and we're officially headed to Santorini.